have a great question today from a viewer with the username Pietro DiMeglio. My apologies, I probably just totally butchered your name, I'm sorry. Alright, so anyway, he basically says, with the Switch just released, I'm tempted to jump on board with digital games. The idea of having my library of titles available to play immediately and not having to mess around with swapping cartridges is appealing. Plus, I don't have a lot of space to store games. What are your opinions on digital games? Well, I definitely have an opinion, that's for sure. You see all this? This right here is my opinion. This is why I prefer physical games over digital. Because, simply put, I like seeing my collection. I mean, look at this. When someone's over, you can say, hey, check out Doom. Check out Star Fox. Which I've barely played because I played on 64. Or, check out Knack on PS4, which was surprisingly good. But you see this? This is the instant gratification I love about physically owning and physically feeling and physically showing my video game collection. Now, perhaps I shouldn't use the terms instant gratification because maybe physical games don't give you the feeling of instant gratification, whereas with games online, in other words, digital only, you do get instant gratification because you can download your games just like that and start playing them right away. You don't have to go to a store, you don't have to wait for a shipment from Amazon. It's there and it just works. I'm really glad you bring up the Switch as an example because the Switch in my eyes is one of the best consoles to use physical games with. Because, well, as you mentioned, you don't want to take up that much space. Well, thankfully with the Switch, games don't take up a lot of space if you're using something like this. Now granted, you still have the physical game cases and there's no reason why you can't throw them away or sell them for $1 or $2 for other collectors out there. But with a solution like this, you gotta wonder, how much space is your Switch collection really gonna take up? Probably not all that much. This is actually really easy. Just be sure you quit your game first by pressing X and then close the software because this naturally wants to be in sleep mode all the time, meaning your software is going to run in the background. Okay, so pulling the game card out while the game's playing in the background, yeah, that's probably not going to cause any serious issues, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Anyway, taking the game card out is as easy as this. Pushing it in, pops out, then getting my other games right here. I will use 1-2 switch as an example. Popping it in. Ready? And boom, there is 1-2 switch. That was pretty quick.
Here we go. Let's have some fun.
The speakers on this thing are surprisingly loud.
When you're each ready, grab a...
Alright, let's quit that for now. And also, I will say, as cool as 1-2 switch is, the presentation is incredibly cheesy. But I suppose that's why it's unique. So, at the end of the day, I suppose it simply comes down to personal preference. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there are those times where switching from game A to game B that's already installed on my Xbox One or PS4 is very nice, especially if it's kind of like a pick up and play game, like Pool Nation FX on the Xbox One. Fantastic game. But if I wanted to pop the disc in every time I wanted to play a few games of pool, yes, I agree, that would be very frustrating. But when it comes to in-depth games like Breath of the Wild on the Switch, I don't mind one bit because, honestly, I'm going to be putting hours upon hours into that one play session alone. And also, one very important thing to keep in mind, but this doesn't apply to me because I like to keep everything I buy, usually for the most part anyway. What happens when you want to sell a game? Or what happens when you spend money on a game and it's not as good as you thought it was going to be? For example, here we go, No Man's Sky. I think this is an excellent example. Now, I'm not going to lie, guys. I didn't exactly hate this game. Maybe because I had more patience, maybe because I didn't hype it up. I kind of just went into it with zero expectations. And I enjoyed it for the most part. And come on, it doesn't look so bad being displayed alongside my other games, right? Of course, I have to align everything now, but Hey, it looks good to me. Gotta put those games back too. So, to wrap up this video, I gotta say, whether you're gaming on your Switch, your PlayStation 4, or your Xbox One, just comes down to personal preference. Again, it completely depends on the type of game I'm playing. But I will say this. If I had to put my answer/opinion into percentage form, I would say I'm 90% physical and 10% digital. So there you have it. There is my opinion. Now, I want your opinion. Let me know in the comment section right below. Are you mostly physical? Are you mostly digital? Or is it kind of a mix-up of both? So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm curious to hear your answers. Your support means a lot, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace. This lighting's pretty intense.